Hi, welcome to HowtoDandD. My name is Fred Wheeler, and today I want to talk about flying movement in the game of Dungeons & Dragons 5e. Flying movement in Dungeons & Dragons is identical to movement on a grid, just moving over the land. So when you're flying, nothing changes. Movement vertically, horizontally and diagonally, just count the squares if you're using a grid. It does not change. It's not like the 3.5 version of movement, and I am not discussing the variant rules in the Dungeon Master's Guide. This is the basic rules. There's many different ways that you can fly in the game of Dungeons & Dragons. The fly spell is the most obvious. I'm going to show you how this works. So movement horizontally, so this would be the horizontal plane here, or mark it as horizontal for H, okay? And when you decide to move 60 feet horizontally, you can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That is essentially each square being 5 foot, okay? So that's 12 squares across, or 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. Now, if we want to fly upward, which you can go vertically, so that's the vertical plane. Same thing again, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. Now, I know a lot of people say, well, how do I figure out if I want to travel diagonally 60 feet along the horizontal plane and the vertical plane? How do I figure out the diagonal? Well, the diagonal is a right angle triangle, which means if you're just counting squares, it's as simple as counting squares. It's not going to change just because you're moving vertically and horizontally and it's on a diagonal plane. It doesn't change anything. So that's the diagonal. And as you can see, if we count the squares, it's the same. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 12 squares, or 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. So you can fly up and horizontally 60 feet by just going diagonally. Okay? So diagonal movement, nice and simple when flying. The last aspect of flying movement is flying creatures do enjoy many benefits of mobility, but they must also deal with the danger of falling. If a flying creature is knocked prone, so if a flying creature was hit, say, by a rock, or hit by an arrow, or a special ability of some kind that knocked them prone, then things change. When a creature is knocked prone while flying, their speed is reduced to 0. As the rules spell it out right now, if your speed is reduced to 0, or you are deprived of movement, you fall unless held aloft by magic or you are able to actually hover. So just because you're flying doesn't mean you can't fall, and if you do so you would take damage depending on how far you fall. I think that pretty much covers everything about flying movement in Dungeons & Dragons 5e. If you found this video helpful or informative, please share, like and subscribe. Make a comment below if you have any questions and I will do my best to answer those questions. Until next time, keep rolling those 20s.